It's been a while since I've done an update on pretty much any one of the tanks behind me, so let's take a quick look-see around the fish room today. Let's go. What's up, coral people? If you're new here, my name is Remy, and this is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. I post weekly, so please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you know whenever I upload new content. Before we get started, I want to know, how many tanks are you running right now? Do you want more? Do you want less? Or is it just right? Leave a comment down below. Needless to say, it has been very busy around these parts with the clownfish breeding program that is currently going on. I'll give you a quick little peek into what's going on in the Frag Tank right now with my breeding pair of clownfish. It's pretty exciting. We'll get to that in a second. But it's been quite a while since I've done any kind of dedicated update on any one of the systems behind me. So we're gonna do a brief overview. Some things have changed in each one of these systems. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown as we walk through the fish room today. I call it a fish room, but there's like the majority of it's coral, let's be honest. I'm also gonna switch out the XR15 that's over the Lagoon, which is a Gen 4 for this Gen 5 blue XR15. And I took a little peek in here and it's very nice. I like the blue aluminum around the edge. I don't think that this new light is gonna stay on the system for very long because I'm kind of just playing with it. I really wanna see if I can grow some SPS in the Lagoon. Not that the Gen 4 couldn't handle that, but as I'm acquiring more equipment for whatever is next, I say whatever is next because I don't really know either, but I'd like to know. I'd like to think there's something next. Obviously having radions will be nice. All right, here's the Pico Tank. This is a 2.5 gallon tank that I set up probably 6 to 8 months ago. This is its latest iteration. It was once in the office and then I tried to set it up again here, and finally I have a stable system. And I think due to dosing nitrates and Chaeto grow and just watching it and having a couple inhabitants have really made this thing pop. You'll notice it is very overgrown at the moment. I need to come in here with some scissors and just knock some of this stuff down, maybe put it in my refugium of the Frag Tank. But you'll notice there is some branching xenia in here. Now this is the only coral that I got at our latest frag swap, and I think it was like 10 bucks. I really wanted some movement in the Pico Tank, and this definitely accomplishes that. And it's the branching form of xenia, which I feel like is a little bit more controllable, although this xenia has got kind of a mind of its own right now, and I'm thinking about dispersing this amongst the system as well. I'm really digging the gorgonian that's in here. There is a suspiciolaria that's hiding underneath some of the macroalgae, and there's some dragon's breath in here. It's just a really great little system, and I've got a handle on it, I think, for the most part. Unless another macroalgae decides to go sexual on me, which totally could happen, I think all this tank needs is just a little pruning. I'll leave the build list for this in the description below. This is just a hang on the back filter that I got from Amazon. And the heater is just an Aqueon 50 watt preset heater. So nothing really fancy about this tank at all. Just gotta make sure you keep the nutrients up. Moving on over here to the Lagoon Tank. This has gone through some stuff. You'll notice that there's some things missing out of this tank. On the upper left-hand portion, there was a giant torch there. Well, that ended up getting some brown jelly and ended up passing away. Most of the Euphilia in this tank hasn't really done awesome, so I moved a substantial amount of it into the Frag Tank where it's actually flourishing. It came back. I'll show you the dragon soul here in a second, but that transformation has been pretty amazing. This is really becoming a long polyp leather coral tank. There's a lot of those in here, and the Zoa garden has really filled in really nicely. You'll also notice some new inhabitants in here. These, I believe, I got them from Ben, who is doing some amazing things with clownfish right now. You have to see the amazing amount of clownfish here. I'll show you a little bit of footage that I took the other day when I was over there, but he's got some amazing selection of clownfish. These are Da Vinci clowns. They're juveniles and they've got like white cheeks. I think it's like the coolest thing. I don't know all my morphs, but I think that it's pretty close to the description of those. So I'm excited to grow those out for Ben. And you may also notice that there is something missing here in the yellow chorus wrasse. I don't know if you remember the yellow chorus wrasse, but he decided to jump, even though there is a screen top that I've even fabricated. It's still somehow managed to jump out of the tiniest little hole, so I'm gonna have to do another round of modifications to this lid because I really don't want my gold basslet to jump out. That thing is amazing. The yellow assessor, or the golden assessor basslet, this has been my favorite fish, I think, in the hobby ever that I've ever had. It looks like a yellow fish, but then you get up close and you see green and red, and it's just a beautiful fish. This is something that I would love to experiment down the road and see if I couldn't breed these, because I know ORA has had some luck on that. The first obstacle, obviously, getting them to spawn. The second obstacle being, how do you feed the fry after they've hatched? So that would be a really, really cool one to breed. I'm so late to the party when it comes to new lights. I feel like the Gen 5s were announced in late 2019, early 2020, I think. Maybe even later than that. But I finally got my hands on one, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace the Gen 4 with this. Oh, I love that little blue aluminum strip around the edge. Yeah, you can tell the difference. This one's a lot lighter, but let's go ahead and get this up on the lagoon. So yeah, other than some gigantic dinner plate style orange mushrooms, this tank is ready for a little bit of a makeover. I've got some bubble algae in there, but for the most part, it seems to be pretty stable. Let's move on over to the Frag Tank. All right, so the Frag Tank has kind of been let go on purpose. The coralline algae has really taken over that front panel of glass, so you really can't see in there too well. But I want to show you, because I mentioned this dragon soul actually came from the lagoon. And I don't know if you remember this, but a couple updates ago on the lagoon, this dragon soul was transparent. So I moved it into the Frag Tank, and my theory is that there's definitely more nutrients in the Frag Tank, but also it's in the line of fire whenever I feed the fish. So I always use a pipette whenever I, squirting mysis shrimp or brine shrimp or whatever into the tank. And I think it's because it's in the line of fire, so it always gets some sort of food every night. So if you don't do this already, if you don't target feed your Euphilia, I really think that was a game changer in bringing this one back. I've also been housing a couple of anemones for Ben. There's a couple tiny little baby Chicago sunbursts in here. I've got a couple black widows, and I'm just helping Ben grow these out a little bit, giving them some TLC here at the house. So if you do end up buying from Ben, bensnems.com, you may be purchasing one of these down the road. Everything is super colorful in the tank right now. We're rocking and rolling on this. I'm dialed in as far as alkalinity and dosing goes, so super excited about that. And I couldn't ask for anything more. If you look at these clownfish, they are just having the time of their lives in there, spawning like crazy. I'll do another update, but here's a little sneak peek at the eggs that they laid about a week ago. But there definitely is something to just letting those clownfish maintain the eggs. They know what they're doing. They know how to keep them clean best. So I'm gonna try some new methods down the road here, but yeah, they're doing really well. So as far as the Frag Tank extension goes, I didn't set that back up when I got back from the show this time. It's just another tank to clean, it's another tank to maintain, and I have enough room now in my Frag Tank where I could fit all of the extra frags that I didn't sell at the frag swap. So I really want to do a couple more breeding pairs of clownfish, because that'll just increase the frequency that I get to try my hand at rearing clownfish. Uno is about 18 days old at this point, and he's still going strong. All right, well, now that we're caught up, how we feeling? We feeling good? We feeling good? I'm kind of indifferent. I know that each system needs its own little slice of love. Any products I talked about today are gonna be in the description below, so if you wanna maybe get a similar build going. A lot of people like the Lagoon, a lot of people like the Pico Tank, so I'll leave the list of products that I use on each one of those builds below, just in case you want to pick and choose. Oh, and if you could do one thing before leaving, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. For the diehards, you know that the video is not totally done yet. I still have to tell you about a couple things, including my speaking engagement at Aquashella Orlando. June is gonna be here before you know it, and just a couple months ago, Sean from Fritz reached out to me and was like, hey, Llama, I know you like a fledgling YouTube channel in comparison to the other people that we have on the speaking lineup, but would you like to speak at Aquashella Orlando? I talked to my non-existent agent who said you should probably do that, so I am doing that. In all honesty, I'm flattered, I'm honored, and I cannot wait to do the talk. It's one of my dreams to speak at one of these events, so I'm very excited about it. I wonder if there's gonna be a virtual option, like you pay a nominal fee of $1 or $2 and you can watch the speakers, because I know that a lot of people won't be able to attend this year, just given the circumstances and the fact that it's in Florida, so traveling could be an issue for some people. Either way, if you want to join us, aquashella.com for tickets, make sure to get those. And if you want to join me at Disney afterwards with my wife, we're gonna go for a couple days, so pretty pumped about that. Maybe we can ride Flight of Passage together or something. I can buy you a Dole Whip with Captain Morgan in it, if you're 21 or whatever. So, and a real quick question before we wrap up here: would you be interested in a long form chat with Scott Crow? Anyways, I'm just workshopping right on the spot. I know we've had Salty Alley on before, but I really want to pick Scott's brain and see what he's wanting to do with this next chapter. I feel like there's so many different things that he has his hands in right now. And if you ever wanted to become a vendor, or you ever wanted to follow in someone's footsteps as far as entrepreneurial skills go, I think that Scott probably has something to offer. In the meantime, check out what his crew is up to on the OSA socials. My favorite being all the YouTube videos that they always post. Here's my question: how is it already May? How is that even a thing? Uno is still alive, so that's a good thing. Although he scared me one morning. I came down here and he was just like laying on his side at the top of the water, and I was like, what? Oh man, that's what I get for naming a fish. I'm guessing it's just a clownfish being a clownfish. I forget that they do weird things like that, and I guess it starts at a really young age. All right, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one, okay?